Welcome back.
Well, if it ain't Mr. Ferguson.
Sad state of affairs right here.
You come here to gloat?
No. I come to give you this. Something to see you through till you get back on your feet.
I don't think so.
Your husband ain't gonna approve?
No, I don't approve. And why don't you save that money for one of them fancy suits?
I was just trying to help.
And welcome back to The Kiosk Presents. You know, 9 months ago, AMC debuted the wildest Western show possibly ever. It's called Hell on Wheels. Season 2 is in progress now. It's Sundays at 9 p.m. on the AMC network. We are really proud to introduce Common, who plays Elam Ferguson, and Anson Mount, who plays Cullen Bohannon on Hell on Wheels. Welcome to The Kiosk Presents.
Hey, thanks for having us.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, before we begin, I've got to say one thing. My wife, Debbie, her friend Cindy, have you both in a dead heat for hottest man on television.
All right.
Tell her thank you.
So if you wouldn't mind, give a shout out to Debbie and Cindy.
Yeah,
Hey, Debbie. Hey, Cindy. How's it going?
Yeah. What's up, Debbie, Cindy?
Now, you know, one thing, we've been watching the show ever since show 1, season 1, and you know, one of the overlooked things a lot of times in a program like this is the writing. This is an incredibly well-written show and is based on American history. For those who are kind of unfamiliar or haven't seen an episode, could you give us a general idea of what Hell on Wheels is all about?
Well, Hell on Wheels it takes place in 1865, at least the first season did, and now 1866. And what it's about is the building of the Transcontinental Railroad. But it really is a story of people coming together to build this American dream. People from different backgrounds that at many times were already naturally in conflict with each other, and now coming together to build this dream. The way they have to relate, the way they have to reestablish themselves. I always thought Hell on Wheels was like really a microcosm of what America is right now, and really a true reflection of what America is right now, but just in a rawer, in a more lawless time.
That's for sure. Well, you know, season 1 had lots of drama and lots of intensity, but now, oh my gosh, there's roadblocks hitting everybody all over the place. I mean, Common Elam's kind of been moving up. He's got a job now with Mr. Durant, and that's great, but he had to sacrifice the love of his life.
Yes, he sacrificed the love of his life, which is difficult for any human being. And then he also is sacrificing the respect of his community in many ways, because the freedmen don't really, they see him moving up and they feel like they're being left back. And that's a difficult situation to be in, because you can achieve certain things and then, you know, some of the other important things in life like love and your community get left behind. So he's definitely dealing with a difficult time, Elam is. Oh,
that's for sure. Well, all I can tell you is when we saw you walk up to Eva and she had a wedding ring on, we went, she's married. And then Tool steps out and we go, to him. What is she thinking?
Yeah, I know. She married the man that once tried to hang my character. So it's like, that's a double whammy right there. It's tough, man. So, like I said, Elam is in a difficult place. And throughout this season, you just see the tough times that he's experiencing and how he's trying to get through it.
Sure. And Anson, talk about lady problems. You know, right at the end of season 1, you spend much of season 1 kind of in a very vengeful mode, and still are, over the death of Cullen's wife. And then he gets reached out to by Lilybell, but then goes and probably gets the worst counseling session ever by a preacher to a human being, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Well, you know, that's what makes this show tick, and Common hit on it, is that every single person in this show, and that's why I think it's a very American story, is every single person in this show sacrifices something for the sake of their ambition. And it's their ambitions that cause them to bump up against each other, trying to get what they want, while at the same time, they're all on the board for the larger project, which is getting the railroad built. So in this place, you know, there's Common's character is sort of the head of security, and what is justice in Hell on Wheels is not necessarily what's right. What's justice is what gets the railroad built. And I just think that makes for a really exciting drama.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, look at the situation with Mr. Durant. For all that that Elam has done for Mr. Durant, he still won't really. There's kind of that racial glass ceiling there that Elam can't seem to break.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, we obviously know that those things do exist, the racial glass ceilings, and just political glass ceilings, and just, I mean, there's nepotism and things. There's just so many things, obstacles to overcome sometimes just to even if you are qualified to reach certain positions, it's just, you know, you have to deal with the politics of the world. And as Anson said, this is truly like an example of just people working to achieve those things, and this is a true American story.
Well, Anson, now in between seasons, a lot of people that were on Facebook and on AMCTV.com, you know, they kind of chimed in what was the most memorable moment of season 1, and a lot of them said it was the Swede getting tarred and feathered and run out of town. Do I sense revenge coming in a big way?
Well, the Swede starts in a great place at the beginning of season 2. He's been completely demoted to the lowest level you could possibly get and still be in Hell on Wheels. So he's got a lot of building to do through season 2. And that character is going to go some really interesting places while still being the most dangerous character in the town, because he's the most emotionally intelligent of any of the characters, I think.
Sure, and not in the least also, there's the romantic relationship between Joseph Black Moon and Reverend Cole's daughter Ruth. I mean, is that going to play into this, you know, into the whole story more as the season goes along?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
oh boy,
a lot of drama.
Well, you know what? Now, there's one thing. This is a kind of, the scenery is great on this. I mean, the people who build the sets, it's amazing. But everybody wants to know, in this whole warts and all world that is Hell on Wheels, there's a lot of drinking going on. And what exactly is in those bottles? Because I don't know if I'd be able to remember my lines with all that's being consumed.
Well, unfortunately, it's colored water. We wouldn't be able to get through our long work days if that was real.
No, I'm sure of that. Well, let me ask you this. Now, you both have so many things that you've also done. I mean, you're a multiple Grammy Award-winning artist, musician, Common. I mean, how do you balance the you know, the commitment to the show and some of your other projects that you have?
Well, I mean, I think everything needs its proper attention, and I just, you know, I don't waste time, basically. You know, I love everything that I'm doing, and I mean, I'm really committed to Hell on Wheels because I really have faith in this show and just love what the show brings and the creativity it brings. It's been one of my best creative experiences, so I dedicate myself to Hell on Wheels when I'm doing Hell on Wheels, and if I'm doing another project, then I focus on that project.
Sure, and Anson, same for you. You're a well-acclaimed stage actor. You were involved in kind of a personal film project with Cook County. Do you have time to do other things, or is the focus really now here on Hell on Wheels?
Yeah, pretty much the same answer as Common. When I'm doing Hell on Wheels, it's just Hell on Wheels. There's no time for anything else. And when you come home at the end of a very long day of shooting, you're tapped creatively. So, yeah, the couple of projects that have been in the fire that I've sort of sidelined for the time being while I'm shooting, and then I'll be able to get back to them and hopefully even take a little personal time, do a little traveling.
As the season 2 starts, everybody's kind of where? About the state of Nebraska?
Yeah, western Nebraska right now.
So that means there's quite a ways to go till we get to the get to the West Coast. And obviously there are a lot of fans out there that hope that means there's a season 3, 4, and many more.
Yeah, well, we're right there with you.
Yeah, we're right there with you. and for now, make sure y'all tune in to season 2.
Tune in, everybody. But also, I should bring up the fact that AMC right now is not able to be seen on the Dish Network, and hopefully there's ways people can be able to see follow the show.
Well, hopefully, yeah. I guess they could download it, but we're hoping that the situation with Dish gets figured out. That would be the best for all parties involved, I think.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that, for sure.
And it is airing at 9 p.m. Eastern, Sunday.
Well, hey, Thank you so much, Anson. Thank you very much, Common. We really appreciate you visiting with us here on the Kiosk Presents. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sundays, 9 p.m. No better place to be than the AMC Network to see Hell on Wheels Season 2. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Now, Mr. Bohannon, you are guilty of armed robbery and sedition, a capital offense. I may be able to get that commuted to life if you give me the names of your cohorts.
Yeah, I might just fly my ass out of here if I sprout me some wine.
Now, let's try this again. The names of the Confederates you rode with. You think they wouldn't give you up in a heartbeat if they were in your spot?
Wait, I'll tell you the names, all right?
Wise decision.
Their names were Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Jim Stewart, Nathan Bedford Ford.
Leave him!